Just as how painters add on colors to make their painting look beautiful, look colorful, like the same way, Mr. Rajamouli in film Baahubali The Beginning has deployed a gallery of techniques that every filmmaker should know, all to draw up deep emotions. The first greatest scenes in the film is probably from the opening scenes of the film where Shivagami rises the child up. If you see in this particular shot, the child is being raised up, and to give it a deep thought, in the background you can see a sunrise, which is just parallel to the scene happening there, because the child is being raised up. It means that this is the beginning of the child. The child is now raised up, the child is now being recognized. And before the scene, there is no warmness in the film, there is no yellow tone in the film. Everything was shot in the night, so you can see all the blue and the green tones, but you can't see any warmness in the film. So after the scene, you see the warm colors come into the picture while the child is raised up. That's the beginning of the child, and the background in here just enhances the emotions. So usage of background in this particular scene or in this particular shot was really brilliant. The next greatest scenes in the film is from the scene where the director reveals Devasena's face. And in this particular scene, if you see, Katappa is trying to tell Devasena that he can get her off the situation what she's facing, but Devasena is telling him, no, I don't want to come anywhere, my son will come and take me out of this particular situations. Katappa throws all the things what Devasena was holding, and on Katappa doing this, Devasena gets angry and looks at him, and when she looks at him, her anger was shown in this particular shot with the fire in the background, which plays a major role to reveal the emotions that Devasena has within her. And if you see in the Katappa shots, the fire behind him are very small and the fire behind Devasena are very large. That just tells how angry she is and how deep emotions does she has, and the situations which she is in, and the emotions that she's facing is really worst, and she wants to get out of these situations. And the fires in the background just tells how deep emotions she's facing. Third greatest moments in the film is when Shivudu enters Maheshmati. He goes through 5 different stages. These are so-called the Panchabhutalu. The director wants to show that Shivudu has come to Maheshmati through all the Panchabhutalu. He has crossed all the Panchabhutalu and he has entered Maheshmati. And these Panchabhutalu are, the first one is when he comes over the sand, and the second is when he walks over the fire. The third one is when he comes over the water. He goes into the water, he comes out, and then he climbs great heights and he jumps from there, and then he lands on Maheshmati. This scene in here was actually planned to be the interval bang for the film. So when Shivudu turns into Baahubali, there's one shot where Shivudu is converting into Baahubali. That particular shot was to be the interval bang for the film, but it was changed later due to some reasons. I don't know what are they, but it was changed like that. The next greatest scenes in the movie is right before the interval, when all the people around there shouts loud saying Baahubali, Baahubali, and Balaladeva in that particular shot is feeling insulted, and to show him insulted and to show Devasena happy, the camera shake in this particular shot made it. It's generally the camera shake which showed that Balaradeva is feeling really bad. And how did this camera shake help it? Well, if you see that particular shot, the camera was placed a little down near the audience, and all the audience are raising their hand up and they're praising Baahubali. And because of people raising their hand up, because of the camera placement, you can't see Balaradeva, because he's been surrounded with all the people who are shouting Baahubali, and this Balaradeva doesn't like at all. And right after this camera shake shot, there's a shot of Devasena without any camera shake, and Devasena is turning around to see Balaradeva, and the background score starts right when Devasena turns. So the usage of camera shake to show that Balladeva is getting insulted was really top notch, was really outstanding, just to show how was he insulted. When I was seeing this particular shot, I was also not able to see Balladeva. Oh my god, I can't see him clearly. What is he feeling? We are not able to see his face. We know that he's feeling bad. We know that he is being insulted. We are made stand in the audience and we are trying to look Palaladeva's face, but we aren't able to because of that camera shake, because that camera shake is the audience point of view. So that camera shake in that particular shot was used very well, and this camera shake can be used in many ways, many different ways, all to draw up deep emotions. The next greatest scenes of the film is when Shivudu cuts Balaladeva's son's head off, and when he cuts his head off, the rain starts. And after the rain starts, it almost feels like the evilness is washing out. In this scene, you see a shot of Devasena in low angle when she is getting up. If you see the emotions that Devasena has in this is very huge, because before this scene, Devasena was shown in harsh sunlight. She was shown under sunlight. She was facing danger. She was facing all bad things. And this scene, she is released from all the worst scenes, worst emotions that she was facing. So this is where she's feeling happy, and the rain played a major role here. The character is being recognized in this particular scene because the rain has started. The Shivudu's face got cleared because his face was not clear. People were not able to identify him. So Katappa, when he was walking to kill him or harm him, the rain has helped Shivudu to reveal his face to Katappa. And when he turns, all the things on Shivudu's face gets off, and his face is now being revealed to Katappa, and Katappa looks at him and feels, and he realizes that this guy is Baahubali's son. He is Mahendra Baahubali. And the usage of rain in here was really outstanding, was really brilliant. And if you see as Rajamouli's film, the rain has played a major part. If you see Chhatrapati, in which Prabhas is the hero, and right in the middle of the film there's rain falling, and in that particular scenes in Chhatrapati, if you see, that's where the character is recognized as Chhatrapati. And in Baahubali, Shivudu is being recognized as Baahubali. And even in Vikramarkudu, the rain scene reveals the character. Things are being revealed in that particular scene in Vikramarkudu. So getting rain into the scene is just changing all the things. It's just a turning point in the story. So the rain and S.S. Rajamouli's film are major parts. They are almost like the turning points of the story. So that's how Mr. S.S. Rajamouli uses his nature to change or to have a small turn in the story. The next greatest scene in the film is where Baahubali, the child, rises Shivagame's finger up, and this is where the director has justified the title of the film and the title of Baahubali. So basically, Baahubali means a guy, someone with strong arms. Baahubali means strong arms, and in here, well, when the child rises her hand up, she feels that this child has strong arms, and then she names him Baahubali. The next greatest scenes in this film is right before the war, the scene where the director has shown the contrast between Bhallaladeva and Baahubali. And when this guy calls out Bhallaladeva, he comes, the shot starts with the people behind him. The people behind him just does some gesture before he enters, and when he enters, you know, the camera is in eye level and he walks in. Bhallaladeva lifts that knife and cuts this animal's head off and says Hatha Pravera, and all the people there shout according to him. And after this scene, and after the entrance of Bhallaladeva, the entrance of Baahubali starts with the aerial shot. When this guy calls out Baahubali Abhi, the shot starts with the aerial shot. If you see, Bahubali's opening shot was with aerial, and Bhalladeva's opening shot was showing the people behind him. So that's one contrast, and the other contrast is when director shows or reveals the image of Baahubali. And to reveal his image, the camera angle was low The Bhaladeva shot starts with mid shot, almost a mid shot, and an eye level positioned camera. And Bahubali shot was high shot. It was, the camera was placed low, and Bahubali was shown walking in. So that gives him some sort of heroic feel. Low angles are like that. So that is the scenes showing the difference between both. And the last and most greatest scene in the film is the last shot of the film where Katappa kills Bahubali. And in this particular scene, if you see, that's a silhouette of the scene. If you see, most of the filmmakers use shadow in many ways. For example, Steven Spielberg in Indiana Jones franchise, he used Indiana Jones shadows in many scenes in many different movies. And even in Magadhira, Rajamouli has used shadow to show hero killing villain. When hero kills him, when hero cuts the villain's head off, he has shown the shadow, not the actual image, but the shadow, to just make the people believe that this has happened. People should not see this. That's something which is very deep. And in this and Bahubali, the emotions in that particular scene are very deep, and that's why I think it was a silhouette which was not really showing us the expressions of the character, but it was showing the fire in the background is being used like that. The fire in the whole movie in Bahubali, the fire has been used in many ways. When Devasena's face was revealed, when Shivudu comes out of Mahishmati, when he enters Mahishmati, and when Baladeva tries to see Bahubali's son, but he is not able to. So fires has been used in many ways in Bahubali. In the middle of the film, there was many places where the director has used fire in many ways, but in this shot, the fire is huge, which means the emotions are very huge, which means this is one particular shot where the story has been turned. So in this particular shot, that's the main shot which has been revealed in the first part, which has not been answered, and the answer is in the second part. So this shot is very important shot, and in this shot, if you see, the director has tried to make some art out of it, because it is a last shot, because it is a very intense shot. The imagery, if you see the imagery of that particular shot, it's iconic. People has to remember that before seeing the second part. So that is what the filmmaker has tried to do in this particular shot. That's the main shot. That's the usage of light in the background. The exposure was over the background, not over the character. The character were not having any light. They were not having any source of light. Nothing has been showed. Everything is kept secret. So that is usage of the silhouette in that particular shot. And I hope that these techniques might help you write your own stories, write your own hypes in the story. So these are the particular shots that were brilliant in Bahubali. And after the second part has been released, I'm going to be making a similar video like this, telling the techniques that S.S. Rajamouli has used in that particular movie. So that's it for today, and see you guys next time.